Okay, time to start going over some pairs. I'm going to break down the full monthly outlook for every Forex pair I got here. There's about 40 of them, so it's going to take a bit. But I like to do this at the end of every month. So technically, still today is the close before the month closes. We're going to do this a little bit premature, but it should be okay. Look at it again when the close is the same. I'm getting started. We got Aussie CAD, so bearish. We're going to clean up all these areas, and I like to plan because it can dictate which direction prices go the month, bigger, more rewarding trades. Looking at Aussie, just move this here. So I'm marking it from now until this blue line is September. So it'll be like that for so Aussie CAD, bearish, right below this area here, we got this area here, we have this area here. So I'm looking short this, most likely on a monthly, massive rejection. It's a very weak bull candle in a month. So for next month, I'm going to sell it as well. So a good selling area would be this area of here. And I like to look at average. It's about 300 pips pair. So how I do that is I just take these lines and them down to about where our area of would be. And I just find whatever the closest whole number, about 89.50. You'd be amazed at how many times these prices just happen so that 89.5 is perfectly rejecting this price. So down. So off 89.5, 86.5, so that's your 300 pip range. That is your monthly range. Ideally, how much this pair will move next month. So that's kind of what we target. The full month. See, there's this massive, I drew a long time ago. Oh yeah, your bottom monthly zone just so happens right below kind of the target. So that's also looking real good. So now we need to look for a monthly type trade. So if I had it my way, I would wait for price to come back up to here. I would wait for some rejection, moving average to catch up a little bit. We wait for some other moving averages. Odds are we'll cross over this back over on the downside one zone like that. So there's no immediate trades for this, but there is a trade setup. There's always a trade setup, if that makes sense. So I'd be looking for something like this. I would target this range, and I would just wait for come back up to this zone. And then if we want, because I'm determining that price is going to move roughly 300 pips. This is going to be the high, this is going to be the low. I'm going to sell it because it is bearish, and I want to sell it at the high of the month to exit on the low of the month. So that is how I did. So we will wait for it to here, enter the short position. So ideally would break this on the way down too. Right now it's acting up to here. All the sellers come in and they knock it back down. You're full. And then if you draw this right to this September line, you know that this entire month. This is the trajectory. This is what you expect it to move. You get a couple small candles, you're not really concerned, but you understand that even if you trade a daily or a weekly targets or whatever, you totally can do that as well. I do that, but I like to base it on the monthly. A monthly trade is a breakdown of 4 week or 20 daily, how it's comprised. That's Aussie CAD. I'm gonna keep moving through all these. There's a lot. Aussie Swiss here, bearish, way below this moving average. Let's reset some of these lines, one we don't need, get rid of. Our monthly range for Aussie CAD is about 5 pips. And so I'm looking to be roughly around here. And level, it's kind of the closest. 59.75 looks really good. This is your monthly range, just like that, guys. You can see it's already creating some rejection on the daily. It did break lower already, so I mean make it up this high, but like this here. Now we know we got a monthly target. Oh, this is kind of our trade for next month. Right, we want to keep it the trend bearish. All the Swiss pairs are bearish. There's a lot. We know the Aussie currency is relatively bearish as well. We see it amongst all of the correlating pairs. That seems to be that way, so that's also a good sign. Anytime there's correlation, it just adds more confirmation trades. So I'm looking here. I'm gonna drag this out. This is our monthly trade here. Ideally, I'm going to wait for price to come back up to this zone, make it in my area that's kind of right here. But it's okay, we're not too rushing. I want to see exactly what I need to trade, so I want it to come up more, or I want it to break lower. If it breaks lower, then we adjust the trade, but as of right now, this is my monthly setups. Today, I'm just going over all the monthly setups. In a perfect world, price would come up to this zone up here. We would enter a setup at a short, 10 pips. That is Aussie Swiss. I'm going to wait for that to come up here. There's no rush, guys. There's never a rush. You force trades, you get burned. So you can see that this monthly candle is closing bearish. Excellent sign that this upcoming month, August, is the same. So we'll just wait. If we have to readjust in a couple days, it's not going to make it up this high. It breaks this area. We'll enter on the downside. Like as it's moving down, we'll just catch them on the way down instead of waiting for it to come up. So that is Aussie Swiss. Okay, this is great. Aussie yen, massive bull candle, which tells me that looking at the other Aussie pairs, this tells you a lot, guys. Looking at the other Aussie pairs, Aussie was weak, and versus Aussie Swiss now, Aussie Swiss is very, very bullish, with a ton of bull momentum right now. So it tells me that the yen pairs overall, before I look at all the other ones, the yen pairs are resuming. The yen is weakening, and paired against the yen are going to go up. Great sign for that. So eat this line. This is obviously very bullish. We're to look for a buy position. It's going to see that there's up here which prices right now. I think that'll be, so we're going to look for a long pin. Decide what the low is and what the high is. So it's here. This up, guys, up perfectly. If you look at the monthly low here, we'll hit it right at 93.50. It's your perfect bottom range. At this, for first, we want price to come down here. It may not completely blows through this zone. We will make these up. Maybe they'll print. Maybe price will come back down to here a little bit. Create some. We'll enter our long there. Okay. Okay. So yeah, that's Aussie yen. We're gonna go this. I would wait for. So this is why we still gotta wait, because we don't know. I don't know. I'm not buying this yet. And I would need something to. I would need price to pull back either all the way down here at this zone here, or to on the 4 hour. We need this little leg here to pull back. So maybe probably come. If you look at this, we want to assume things. We're gonna assume right now, but we don't have to stick a trade. We have to lines up. Yeah, and I have to be a little bit higher. So I don't think it's done or still. So yeah, again, we're just planning things for you. Have a good plan, and you're much more likely to be just carry out figure things out on the spot, dictate your decision. I like to plan everything. So if this takes a week to set up and for price to come back down to here, then perfect, no problem. We'll just let it come to us. So right now, price has to break this area. We're waiting for a long position. Capitalize on the whole monthly, which is about 500. Yeah, 500. So yeah, we just gotta wait. We gotta wait for it to come down to one of these areas or create a new one, and then the Kiwi struggling with the little baby daily candle. So I'm looking to, yeah, I would probably almost this right at, so I don't like any of these. Can't. So right now we have an upper level and a lower level. This pair does rank bearish right below this moving average, so as of, but I would have to come up to that. There's my monthly area here. Little bit more risky, but essentially could be almost right around the high. The month is closed today and then open tomorrow at the start of the month. Then it could be already very close to the monthly high. This high. So I'm not going to rush any of that. There's any of that. It's here. Probably keeping like this. Perfect. To adjust our range now. It never did. Usually does last month. So it's about 260. So what do I have? Oh, I have over 5 is a 50. 175, 275 pips. So this is kind of it's above this one here. So there's not much going on with Aussie. We'll wait and see in a few days if it sets up major area, take it out on the. But at that point, it would be above the move. So kind of, but lower lows. So it's kind of a lot of conflicting data with Aussie. Probably would not take a trade anytime. If it comes up to this zone, consider it. This is all I got for this. That's Aussie. Moving through these Aussie pairs. So Aussie dollar. So. I do think the Aussie is here on a monthly, even though the US dollar is a bit overall bearish. If the dollar gains any strength, looking at this, move this over, got all these zones we can clear up here. Kind of got your upper and your lower, kind of similar to Aussie Kiwi. I need some coffee. So figuring this one up, we decided we want to look at weekly. I mean, way below the moving average. You look at the monthly, see these big months. So that tells me, like, yes, there's a beta bulls here. Overall, this thing above like 6, 7, 30 was above it. So I am still. And a lot of other things. As of right now, scenario, the rejection. It's right at a whole number. You see that as a whole. We're gonna look at our monthly range for Aussie USD. 370 pips, 70 mark. So yeah, that's down a bit over. Remember, price always gravitate numbers. Literally, you're. Just happens to be in range with this bottom zone, which is reasonable. Super likely that price will go to this area, but it might not break this area. It doesn't have to break this area, but it's more than like kind of what price does, right? Liquidity is going to follow into the areas. It might not surpass the break that gets rejected here, then to here. It's kind of, so it's like, okay, we're not going up. We're going to find its way down to this area. So, so setting up a trade here, which is a nice 68 level. Well, no, we'll put it a little bit below here, below the whole level. Just target a marker here. I always like to just mark so then I have perspective. that is your trade here. Keeps up. There you go, there's your monthly target. So breaking down, Aussie dollar, that's what it looks like. You got this massive daily bullish good sign that there's a zone, and if it blows through this zone, then we have to reassess. As of right now, I like this. A lot of sense, and looking forward to the next few days to see what this does, and if I enter a short and target this lower. So that is Aussie dollar. I'm also excited about this because it's been making me angry for a little while now. Aussie 200. I'm gonna delete all these because I do think they delete this. Actually, I'm gonna leave this big. Price is never really above this month. This current month, July, is closing pretty bullish, so there might be, but candles are dying off before, so eventually, but for whatever reason, it's trickling. Delete all these stuff. So, and then again, it's above the movement. It is above the movement, but this whole level, 450, very reasonable. Here, drop this down, 450, give or take 500. So we'll shoot for right for 7,000. This is the range. You can see this. These last really struggling. Not creating this. So up here, up there, find. So this is our monthly trade here. Might be some. I would wait formation. Very bullish still. Anytime I thought it was gonna here. There's a bunch of times I thought it would sell off, and so I'm definitely not rushing to target this, but wait for price to make some this here, break it before any short, because just basing it on the fact that here and there's the fact that price is not enough for a short position yet, be screwed around. So to me, yeah, just with this pair previous, you have to wait for information. It's always good, just wait for more. You want price to break this zone. I set an alert here at the bottom of the home to see price. It would be nice to see price cross over this 4-hour move first. Not happen. Another alert price to cross over 1-hour move, because that would tell me that momentum, and you see it kind of shapes. Price came up, comes down, comes back up, lower high, comes down. Now it's in a higher low. It's here. So if this doesn't break above this, show that you're still creating more highs. Moving average, once price crosses over, determines that is shifting. Enough confirmation at the time. So I want price to break this zone. This bottom's look for short position for the month. And that's Aussie 200. That's our setup for CAD Swiss. Those pairs greatly move. It is resistant. So let's see if we short it to the following month. So this is so technically you can see that there is a monthly so that prices came into and is rejecting. So now this is what it comes down to. It's just proving to ourselves what we have more bias towards. So whether this is bullish or bearish, whether I want to buy it or sell it, that based on that zone, that tells me I want to buy it because it's rejecting a low. But there's other factors that you have to include to short it. So looking at this monthly candle and engulfing this last engulfing, so that tells me still overall on the monthly, there's still a lot of momentum downside. On the weeklies, it's massive. Now the last baby pullback. Look at how big this bearish can just open, but 12 hours. You can't consider this one too much, but these other ones you can tell there's much more bears here than bulls. I'm gonna sell it. This is way below this move. So the range here, 5. We'll call it 2. This here, this at quarter. Remember, price likes whole numbers, so quarters and halves are also to go. What did I say? 75 pips, 6, 350. Yep. So that's your range there. Price would have to break there here. And where September is, it's right there. Have your trade for now. Was full 275 pips. Let price come up a little bit higher, reject this area, and you're probably good to enter. And then always wait for this 4-hour, catch up a bit more right here. Might not fully catch up, but it'll be close. Right now on the 1-hour, it is bullish, so all you would wait for is price to and then go below this 1-hour move. You can tell the smaller trend, the 1-hour trend would align with the 4-hour and the daily. That would be good for that. And then you could take that position pretty confident as all aligned every time frame. Yeah, you would just ride this out for 3-5 kind of thing. Get that go here, 8, and the stop is this area. So that's a really good trade. So you just gotta wait maybe a few days, let price come up. Might be today's last day of the month, so it's slow. Beginning of the week, so it's slow again. Be patient, come back up the area. Short position, some money on the month. That is CAD Swiss. CAD Yen, yeah. So what I said about Aussie Yen is right. You can see that the yen pairs are bullish to see. Obviously, price has this area first, no problem. Figure out some here. Try to factor in what our low would be. Because there's no resistance, I don't here and here, so in the middle here, or we'll say 1. Well, we'll start with 107. This is actually yeah, September, we had a high. So what would move about 500? And to move more if it's on the up. When price pulls back and retraces, drops the monthly range kind of thing, or I guess So we have to factor that in. 550 pips puts us at 112. Your 550 pip moves, and we'll leave this one here, but we'll onto it. Anticipate a little bit. It hasn't yet, but it does. And we don't want to enter yet. Like I wouldn't enter right. Let's say right now. There's no like my closest area of resistance right now or support. My closest area of support is wait. If this decides to sell off, buyers take their money out dipping. It's gonna go all the way. It's like, well, I don't want to jump in on a pullback first. That's kind of dumb. I just wait. I mean, 5 years ago, I probably wouldn't trade, but a little bit more discipline now, which is nice. So that is September range, or sorry, your August up into here. These lines here, and there you go. That is, so this is what we're kind of anticipating for the month of August for that yen. I want this to come down and just does in the 4 hour. I mean, so we'll just wait, and then yeah, if this doesn't pull back at all, readjust. But I want it to pull back and successfully. Well, that is yen, Swiss yen, favorite pair. Just so heavy, so very bullish right now. It's breaking this zone. Didn't even put this is all it pulled back. Very, very so. Move this. We will look on the monthly. Very, very bullish. Probably because last month barely did 500. So definitely what are. So right now it's marked. And I'm gonna move the. As of right now, we will put it somewhere around here. So that'll be our low. This will be our projected high. We need a similar to pull back just somewhere. Create me a little zone here. I want price to retesting before I end on. So yeah, we need some more confirmations first. Gotta break this here. Most likely we'll do. Good to go to head up here. 50 pips. So that is Swiss yen. Just gotta wait a bit more. Now there's not really a tiny little zone here. Just gotta wait for pull back a little bit, create a zone, enter our long. So last one for today, this dollar index. So bearish. Below the moving average, it came down, made its new, continued this trend, made a nice bear leg, now pulled back the 6-1. So now we're looking for continue and lower. So this is about 4 points. So might be a little high. We'll keep it at 370. I think that's cool. So we literally just move these over. We've whole area. Very respectful. It's your full monthly low here. This is your range. So it's full retrace and delete that. Your bottoms. This is what you're looking at here. So these last few days are rejecting. Possibly can target this monthly low, which is one here. That'll be our next target. On the monthly, it is having it breaking below here. There is a bit of a zone here. It's rejecting, but the cool thing is that once it breaks that zone, which I do think straight, you're 770 film. It's just having 101, so it's got to break that. So then, yeah, you would just wait. You always just wait for a little bit more until price came big bearish on the 4 hour, big bearish engulfing until here. Right at this swing average, did right at this zone. That's a great sign. Basically, this tells a story. So you got big bear can't pull back. If it breaks this area here, you're probably good to sell. So an alert there. So ideally, wait just to come up to here to get entry, rejects. But if it doesn't, if this candle like this is down without testing the upper level, just get ready to break this area. You can target the low instead. So, but you have to let price move to where that forcing. Well, that is the dollar index. That's all I got for right now. So thanks for watching.